City of Stevens Point Public Policy and General Government Meeting, recorded May 13, 2024.
All right, I will call the Public Policy and General Government Meeting to order a few minutes early at 6:02 p.m. Clerk, may we please have a roll call?
Kiemer.
Here.
Burr. Here. Steinmetz.
Here.
Lang.
Here.
Boozy.
Here.
All right, very good. Item number 2 is our license list, and what I would like to do is take A and B together, C alone, and then D 1 through 5 first. So items 2A are our Class A beer and liquor licenses. This is for Refuel Pantry at 3 different locations in town. This is the convenience store affiliated with BP Gas, which is under new name and new ownership. And then item 2B is the Class B beer license for same Refuel Pantry, their Main Point restaurant location at 4928 Main Street. Is there a motion?
I would move approval.
Okay.
Second.
Second by Burr. All right, any questions from the committee?
Does law enforcement have any concerns with these?
No concerns.
Okay.
All right, thank you. Chief, any concerns from the audience or online? Questions? Seeing none, all those in favor of approval of 2A and 2B, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any noes? And that's unanimous. Item 2C is an extension of licensed premise for Caravan Wine Shop on the Square at 1221 2nd Street. And this is to create a sidewalk cafe in front of their shop. And there is a letter to the clerk from the owner, kind of outlines what exactly they have in mind. And it does point out that they do have support from their neighbors, which is great, surrounding their shop. So is there a motion from the committee in regards to 2C?
Motion to approve.
Motion
Second.
by Burr, second by Boozy, very good. Any questions? Any questions from the audience? All right, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any noes? And that passes unanimously. Items 2, 1 through 5 are temporary Class B beer licenses, or what used to be picnic licenses, for various summer events, starting with the Create Portage County Levitt Amp Series, which starts June 6th. Number 2 is also Create Portage County, their Juneteenth celebration at Piffner Park on June 22nd. 2 licenses for the Stevens Point Area Girls Youth Softball Association for their summer tournaments the weekend of July 19th through 21st, 1 at Gerke and the 2nd at Iverson. And finally, number 5 is the St. Joseph Parish Picnic, my next door neighbors, for June 1st. Is there a motion to approve those licenses?
So move.
Thank you.
Second.
Second, any questions on the part of the committee? Any concerns from law enforcement?
No issues.
All right, all those in favor of approving those temporary licenses 1 through 5, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any noes? And that is approved unanimously as well. Item E is our annual licenses for beer and liquor. There is a long list in our packet. There are 7 different variations of licenses of different types and specialties. Before we bring this to discussion, is there a motion?
So move.
Okay, by Boosie.
Second.
Second? Or, I apologize, Steinmetz, I'm calling you by the wrong name. All right, with that in mind, is there any concerns from the clerk or law enforcement? No.
Just informational from law enforcement. With the majority of the people on the list, there are no issues. But number 17, Icon, it has been in the paper. Again, this is informational only. They received 3 citations this year for serving to underage individuals. One of them has been paid. The other 2 are still open in court. So as of right now, it's just 1 citation. But we've been getting a lot of information of underage individuals being in the tavern. And the owner originally had signs stating that they had a occupancy of 1,176 people. We don't know where that came from, so I'm working with the fire department to get that all straightened out. It should be about 417 is what we've gotten from the city. Because it's such a large tavern, normally we do bar checks. We do them periodically throughout the city with one shift that's working. But that's such a large establishment that we actually had to do a special detail for it. We called 19 officers in on that day to do that detail, and that was on April 23rd. And out of the detail, we were able to get 37 underage individuals that were actually consuming alcohol in the tavern, and the tavern was cited for serving. And there were several we missed, but this seems to be a trend at ICON. Again, this is informational only because eventually it may come back to council and committees to make a decision on the liquor license, but as of right now, it is just informational.
Thank you. All right, and yeah, my understanding is that based where things are now, we don't have a legal decision pointing one way or another. I guess I would look to Attorney Beveridge to kind of clarify where we are.
So anytime you're talking about licensure of a business under Chapter 125, you've got to keep in mind that the bar to take action on a license is not that you heard stuff in the paper. It's not that there's chatter online. It's an actual quasi-judicial process before the council. Typically, you have attorneys representing both parties. You have a complainant who has, filed a complaint against it, and then you bring in evidence. So, I think the comments from Chief Cuso are right in the money. Here's the information we have right now. I am working on those open cases with the owner of ICON and his attorney. But at this time, would not recommend that there be anything other than just sort of the normal renewal process. Certainly, we can make decisions on things in the future if need be, but would not be making any recommendation to do anything out of the ordinary right now.
Very good, thank you. Are there any additional questions from the committee? Yes, sir.
Just one question from the clerk, because it just caught my eye. I thought we had some sort of ordinance that if a license wasn't used for a certain period of time, that it reverted back to the city, and I see one for Baymont, Class B beer. Am I misremembering something? Because I know that hasn't been used for a while.
Right, there is. If it hasn't either been used, or if they're renovating and they're not making progress into the renovations.
Okay, because they're renovating that, so that's what allows them to be renewed.
Yes.
Okay, thanks.
All right, very good. I believe we have a motion and a second for approval. All those in favor of approval, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Any noes? And that is approved unanimously as well. Items 3A through D are requests to hold events / street closings. I believe Discover Downtown is the only one of the three that actually is requesting street closures. Item A, again, is the Levitt Amp Concert Series, which is beginning June 6th and running through August 22nd, with the exception of the week of 4th of July, which is Riverfront Rendezvous. Again, Stevens Point Juneteenth, and Discover Downtown, July 20th. And lastly, the Riverfront Jazz Festival, August 31st through September 1st. These are all recurring events that we've seen before and are coming back. I guess just as a point of clarification, none of these events requested any auxiliary or police presence, but I did reach out to the chief. Thank you.
Yep, correct. So the Levitt Amp Series and Stevens Point Juneteenth and Riverfront Jazz Festival, based on the size of the event, the fact that there's alcohol and amplification devices, we are requesting contractual officers. All of them have made aware of it, and it's already hanging up for contractual officers to sign up.
Very good, yep. And I know that's fairly standard, so I appreciate the chief for pointing out those guidelines. So with that being said, is there a motion from the committee?
I move approval.
There's the first.
Second.
Second by Burr. All right, all those in favor of approval, say aye. Aye. Any noes? And that passes unanimously as well, and we are adjourned at 6:12.
A video of this meeting is available for viewing on the city's website, stevenspoint.com/videos.